Louisiana versus all y'all. Jarrett Roser here with 2026 Parkview Baptist kicker Gavin Higgins, who, if folks are following him on Twitter, they saw that he is now the latest member of Louisiana's 2026 class to pick up an LSU offer, his latest as his recruitment kind of picks up. So we're going to talk about that and just let folks know a little bit more about Gavin and his background. Gavin, I've told you 2 or 3 times now, man, congratulations on everything. And I know the LSU one's exciting in particular, but congrats again. How we doing over there to just enjoy this week and the way some things are going?
It's really crazy, like getting these offers that, I don't know, it's still hasn't fully hit me yet. And I'm really thankful for the opportunity that I'm given.
How has the recruiting stuff unfolded for you? Because, I was talking to another recruiting writer this week, Sam Spiegelman, and for specialists, the recruiting process can look so much different from what we see from some other guys where, sometimes even you guys that are top kickers, top punters, top long snappers, folks will still end up going to be, a walk on somewhere, or, it'll be a really quiet recruiting process. You've now picked up a couple of SEC offers in the last week. What has it been like for you to have some of those things fall into place, knowing that, sometimes it is a little bit different. And for you, you get the LSU scholarship offer. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than most of the positions. And like, if you were to ask me a month ago, if I'd never have thought I would have been in this like situation, but I kicked well for the camps and it just all worked out for me.
Talk me through, I guess, some of the relationship over there. I'm sure you had kind of heard from those guys a little bit and said they'd love to come see you. I think it was last Tuesday was the specialist camp. Tell me, I guess, what was sort of the first that you heard from some of these coaches and when some of that communication was starting to pick up initially?
Okay, so Coach Amon at LSU, he's new to the LSU staff, and he contacted me about like right whenever he got there this year, and we've been talking ever since. And I set up the special teams camp on Tuesday, so I went to that. I won this special teams camp, and then I got invited back on this Saturday or last Saturday to go kick for Brian Kelly, and I did very good, and that's what got me the offer on Monday. And then at Mississippi State, I had been talking to them since probably sophomore year for like a long time. I went to a game last year. I went to 2 practices, and then I went to their like top dog camp a week ago or so on Sunday, and I won that camp. And then a few days later, they offered me. So that's kind of how it all unfolded.
We talked before. I mean, you grew up a lot of soccer, a lot of baseball.
A lot of soccer.
Did you always grow up, kicking in football, or take me through your process to come to where you are now as a guy that, we were looking at on the All-State ballot this fall as a junior, and now an SEC recruit and all those things. How did your kind of football journey start originally? How long have you been doing it?
Well, so I actually I played soccer since I was like 5 years old, and I played my whole life, and I always had a really strong leg. And I actually stopped playing soccer for football, but not for like kicking or anything. I played O-line and D-line. And then like in 8th grade, I played football in 7th grade, and then 8th grade they asked me to just do like kickoffs, and I just tried it out, and I was pretty good at it. So I only did kickoffs in 8th grade, and I was decent. And then so in 9th grade, I tried field goals, and I was good at it, and I just kind of kept working at it, and I got better. So
growing up, did you view yourself, I'm a soccer player mainly,
soccer
and I
player.
also do
Soccer and baseball player, yeah. Heavily soccer and baseball. Would never thought I would be here. So
yeah. How did the O-line situation unfold, and how did you feel about playing that, which is obviously a very different task at hand than what you were doing?
Yeah.
I mean, particularly on the baseball field, you can get physical on the soccer field a little bit, but O-line's a little bit of a different beast. But to go be an O-lineman, what was that process like?
So I played right guard. Oh, I'm sorry. I played right guard, and I wasn't. I go to Parkview. It's a smaller school, so I wouldn't say I was like a lineman build, but that's just where they stuck me. And I played in 7th grade. I was decent. I actually went against Lamar Brown too. That was not fun. Went against him, and yeah, and then kind of went from there, and I just moved to kicker, and that's all. I just started doing kicker only.
And how quickly did you, find a passion for that that role that was something different from what you had been involved in, not the first sport that you had fallen in love with as a kid, but finding your way to being a kicker and now doing it at a really high level? When would you say it started to kind of click for you that, this is something, A, you probably get a lot of enjoyment out of, but also B, that you had a chance to be a special talent at that role?
So in my ninth grade year, I went to like a Coles camp in Gatlinburg. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
like that was one of the main showcase camps, and you got to see like all the kids. I didn't really know how good I was like in that because I hadn't seen kickers from all across the country, and I went. I did really good, and that just showed me that like I have a chance in this if I keep working at it, and that's kind of how that went.
Did you grow up watching a lot of LSU baseball, LSU
Oh
football,
yeah, we're
all the,
big
yeah.
LSU fans, very big LSU fans. Watched a lot of football and a lot of baseball.
So yeah, the excitement on Monday, I
Yeah,
guess it had to be crazy.
it
Not just
was
for
crazy.
you, but the entire family. What was that like to, to hear back about an LSU offer?
So like after I got in the call, I still kind of hadn't processed it. I was like shaking for probably about 30, 40 minutes, and we're all so excited. Like all of my family we like every single person in my family is big LSU fans, like grandparents, everybody's grown up here. So like just the thought that I could have a chance to go play for them it's crazy. It's really like a blessing.
I imagine the phone's been pretty crazy the last 48 hours too, with
Oh yeah.
friends and family and
A
everybody.
lot
So
of yeah.
yeah,
It's
appreciate you
crazy.
finding some time.
And no problem.
So being a guy that grows up an LSU fan and then having the opportunity to go kick on that campus on, last Tuesday, and then get told, hey, come back because Coach Brian Kelly would like to watch you personally on Saturday. What is the mood like for you to realize that, okay, I'm about to go kick for a chance to, receive a scholarship offer from this program I've watched since I was a kid, and Brian Kelly is going to be personally, eyes on me and whatnot? What are the emotions and energy? Is that nerve wracking? How are you kind of dealing with that day?
I wouldn't say I really got nervous. Coach Kelly talked to me beforehand and said like I've done it a million times. I've kicked so many times. Just come out here, act like I'm not here, and just do what you do. And that's kind of what I did, and I did well. So
Did you felt pretty good coming out of that
I
day
I felt
about your
good, very
yeah.
good.
So now, what's the rest of this summer look like for you in terms of, are you going to be back over at LSU at any point? Do you have other stops along the way, other schools? Just kind of what are the next steps for you as you continue to go through this summer?
So I'm actually done. I'm committing to LSU, so I'm done with my recruitment. And but I am still going to Adam like HKA if you're familiar with that. I'm going to his like top 40 camp in Orlando at the end of this month. So I'll be there, and then I should be with football workouts, and that's about it.
You mentioned in your O lineman past having had to try to contain Lamar Brown, and obviously he's someone in this state that now LSU's going after, and hoping to join this class as well. Is that crazy to think back, 3 years or whatever, and think, me and this guy that is a menace for me to block right now, we may be in the same recruiting class here down the road?
That's hard to believe that somebody like it's crazy like the difference of a kicker and a like a 5-star lineman. It's insane. Just thinking that they're the same. They can be the same. Yeah,
Man,
it's definitely crazy.
you're one of just 15 guys in this state in this rising senior class that LSU has offered. So it's obviously super elite company with the thousands of guys around the state that are playing football every year. So, I'm super excited for you, and it's really awesome to see this unfolding for you this way, man.
Thank you.
What else do you want LSU fans to know? You mentioned you're committing, you're going to be a part of this class now in 26 for the Tigers. For fans around town outside of, your family and friends who have been celebrating for days now, as the average Tiger fan gets a chance to know, okay, this is Gavin Higgins. This is a guy that's going to be coming to play for my program for the next several years. What do you want them to know about kind of who you are and the way you approach things and what you're going to bring to that program?
I try to approach things head on. I really like. I'm a kicker, but I want to be out there with the team and really give it like my all and show like the other guys that I'm there to work with them. Really.
And I didn't ask you about this before, but when you mentioned growing up watching a lot of LSU, have there been kickers, and maybe even more so since now this has been your role over at Parkview in recent years, but have there been LSU kickers that have stood out for you through the years that you just kind of have memorable moments of, or that you know enjoyed watching or always had a lot of confidence in, or anything like that?
Well, the first like I started kicking kind of late, so the first one I saw was Cade York. That was like the main guy, and then Damian Ramos. I would say I've watched him a good bit, but like starting kicking in ninth grade, I haven't really like I never really watched kickers until I
Yeah.
started doing it, which is kind of crazy. But I would say Cade York was the first person that I really watched, and he was great.
Yeah, it's a couple of good ones. Cade, everything that he did, obviously, and Damien's been
Yeah.
automatic pretty much these last few years. And with the way things went with Cade, maybe down the road you end up with whatever it is, a Velveeta sponsorship or whatever NIL deal that Cade
Maybe
had.
that would be cool.
And anything else you want to share before I let you go and get back to enjoying your Wednesday and that LSU shirt that folks are gonna love seeing you wearing?
I was a big baseball player. Played baseball like my whole life up until this year. Um, Played third. That's about it.
You enjoying watching these Tigers make their way
Oh
back
yeah,
to Omaha? Yeah.
they're gonna win it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching this team come together. Do you have
Yes.
any LSU baseball players that you want to shout out that you kind of grew up really enjoying?
I really like Dylan Cruz. Really like
Yeah,
watching him. He was great. Jared Jones is fun to watch.
yeah,
Curiel, he's insane. Freshman, that's crazy. Yeah,
yeah. No doubt. It's been great to watch those guys. And again, Gavin, it's been great to catch up with you a little bit. Really excited for the opportunity for you. Looking forward to watching you this fall as a senior with Parkview, and obviously for the years to come in that purple and gold. Putting the ball through the uprights. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about going playing O-line with those guys. I think you're
right.
gonna be all right in
Yeah,
that
I
role.
hope not.
Yeah. But again, he's Gavin Higgins, LSU's newest target in state, newest commitment in state for this 2026 class, getting ready for his senior year over there at Parkview Baptist this fall. For Louisiana versus all y'all, I'm Jarrett Roser, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. Make sure y'all go follow Gavin and keep up with him on his way to LSU here shortly.
Thank you.